Jose was a young boy from Mexico's bordering state of Sonora. When he was 9, he and his family crossed the border in search for a safer place to live. Jose's family settled in Arizona, right across the border with Mexico, where they established a landscaping business.
Para él fue muy fácil. A él le encantó vivir aquí cuando nos vinimos.
Just like millions of immigrant families, the Aldays worked tirelessly. Jose quickly learned English, did great in school, and formed a solid group of friends. We were finally getting a taste of the so-called American dream, until they suddenly had to wake up.
En el 2011 fue un miércoles, cumplí los 20 años y como todo americano muchachito de esa edad, pues pensé que si me echaba unas chelas pues no había problema, ¿no? Como padres, los consejos a diario, ¿verdad? Que se tenía que cuidar porque él pues no estaba legal aquí. Cuando fuimos sorprendidos por la policía y nos detuvieron y pues preguntaron que sacáramos identificación y pues yo no tenía la mía, yo soy mexicano y pues en ese entonces ilegal.
Fue un golpe muy fuerte.
Y pues me pusieron unas espositas y me fui para México. Llegué a México, estaba un poquito desorientado y pues necesitaba algo que hacer.
Everything he had and everything he knew was back in the States. His parents, friends, and Brianna, his high school sweetheart. Fate brought Jose to a mixed martial arts gym, and training became his therapy.
Entré el MMA, me ayudó mucho con mi autoestima, tenía algo que hacer.
In Mexico, he was considered a pocho, an outsider, not a real Mexican. Despite everything he was going through, he found a safe haven in the gym. Seemed like Jose was opening a new chapter in his life. Jose's girlfriend, Brianna, did her best to drive down to Mexico to visit him. They had made a pact to keep their relationship afloat. Deep inside, they knew they'd be back together in Arizona. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, months into years. After 5 years in Mexico and no hope of getting back, Jose received the biggest news of his life. Brianna was pregnant with their baby. What followed was an explosion of mixed emotions. On one hand, it was the best piece of news they'd ever received. On the other hand, they didn't know if they'd ever be together to raise their child. Now Jose had an even bigger motivation to get back to the U.S. He wanted to be by Brianna's side for the birth of their firstborn. Brianna gave birth to a beautiful baby boy, Sebastian. Jose was still in Mexico. He kept fighting and trying to earn all the money he could to support his family. Until one day, he got the call he'd been waiting for nearly 6 years. His appeal had been successful, and he was allowed to return to the U.S. In Arizona, he was reunited with his family. Life was good, and Jose was becoming one of the most talented MMA fighters in North America. But destiny would put a new obstacle in his way. Sebastian was diagnosed with a rare and incurable brain malformation. Treatment was unaffordable for Jose and his family. His only shot at earning the money to provide Sebastian with proper treatment was winning the biggest fight of his life, the Combate America's World Bantamweight title.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to the Celebrity Theater here in Phoenix, Arizona. Combate America's Título Mundial Peso Gallo, Alday versus López.
Soy muy cliché, ¿no? Pero pues voy a morir o a matar, ¿no? Tengo que salir para ver a mi familia, haz de cuenta, entonces tengo que pasar por una persona para poder salir de esa jaula. Pues lo que pasaba por mi mente es de que pues no puedo perder, ¿no? Estaba toda la gente ahí que fue a apoyarme, me gritaban levántate, levántate, y mucha emoción y pues me levanté.
and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we have a split decision in favor of the winner. Now the Combate America's champion peso gallo, José Pochito Alday.
Pues, si mi familia la verdad no podía, ellos me apoyan día con día, di lo mejor de mí, pero sin mi familia yo no podría estar aquí.
September 2018, Gustavo Lopez and José Alday left everything inside La Jaula in a battle for the first ever Combate America's bantamweight world title. Alday took home the belt. Lopez demanded a rematch. On March 29th, Alday will defend his title and Lopez will look for redemption. The action starts at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific, exclusively in English on The Zone.